My 21F boyfriend, 24M, doesn't want me to take antidepressants. I have been quite depressed for a year now. I started seeing a psychiatrist 6 months ago, but I stopped seeing her because I got a little bit better on my own. Now I am seeing a therapist again and he's really helping me, but with lockdown starting again in my country I have been feeling really low. I cry myself to sleep like 3 times a week. I have anxiety and troubles doing simple things like exercising or doing the dishes. I have days where I just feel empty. I know I have depression even if my psychiatrist didn't have the time to make a diagnostic. I'm getting really tired of waiting for things to get better. I've been doing sport regularly, I've been speaking to people, keeping in touch. I'm really trying to get better, but this is so hard. So I told my boyfriend that I wanted to go to a doctor, maybe start a treatment. One of my friends started one at the beginning of lockdown and she says she feels a lot better. He said he disagrees with me, that I am strong enough to deal with it without having to take pills. I asked him if he could give me advice on how to get better without pills, then he said, "What do you want me to say? When I'm not well I just wait for it to go away." But it's probably not what you want to do. I think it's not a healthy way of dealing with things, but it works for him apparently. He said he was a bit depressed too, but he wants me to wait until things get better to make a decision. I get why he thinks that. He's scared for me. Taking pills is a big deal and he wants what is best for me, but he doesn't really know anything about depression. I don't know what to do. I don't want to start a treatment because I'm scared of the side effects. I'm a bit afraid that my boyfriend is judging me because of it too. I'm just lost. TL, doctor, I have been depressed for a year now and thought about starting taking antidepressant. My boyfriend is scared for me and doesn't want me to take them. I don't know what to do. If your doctor recommends antidepressants, you should give them a try. You don't need your boyfriend's permission or his agreement to address your mental health. I take asthma medication. It has some side effects, but without it I literally can't breathe, and I could die. There's no version of my asthma where if I was just strong enough I could wait for it to go away or get better without pills. I need to breathe, and my medication lets me do it. Your brain doesn't make the right chemicals in the right amounts. Luckily, there's medication that can help your brain get healthy. It might take a few tries, because brains are way more complicated than lungs, but it's possible for you to live without feeling empty inside. It's possible for you to have a life that isn't you grimly going through the motions hoping that your brain will learn to make the right chemicals in the right amounts on its own if you think about it hard enough. That I am strong enough to deal with it without having to take pills. He is wrong, because it has nothing to do with how strong a person is. I would never suggest that someone with a badly broken arm just deal with it without medical intervention. Depression is no different. Why on earth would your boyfriend have a say in your medical care? Why on earth would he think he did? Talk about this with your doctor. Your boyfriend's opinion should have no bearing on this matter. Meds aren't for everyone, but if you are working with people trained in this stuff and they are recommending that you try them, then I think you should. Anti-anxiety medication changed my husband's life and he regrets not going on them sooner. Regardless of what you do, I think you should ditch the boyfriend. He wants you to not pursue medical treatment. If you were a diabetic who needed insulin, would he be telling you to just wait for it to go away? Your brain is an organ that can get sick the same as the rest of your body. Ask him if he'd tell someone in a wheelchair that they should ditch the chair and just walk. Mood stabilizers are a wheelchair for your brain. They make it easier to function, and make functioning less painful. Some people only need a wheelchair for a short time. They just need time to heal, and using a wheelchair takes enough pressure off them for things to heal properly and they can stop using it. Some people will always have pain when they walk, or may never be able to walk ever. For them, wheelchairs give opportunities that they would otherwise never have anymore. Or for another analogy, he's strong enough and willful enough that if he wanted, he could take a hot pan out of the oven without oven mitts. He could do it. But it would be an incredibly stupid thing to do and would cause him a whole bunch of unnecessary pain and possibly permanent damage. Using oven mitts lets you do the same function without hurting, even if you have the ability to remove the pan without them. How to let someone down easy that I have to see frequently. So I, 24F, work for a hotel, and frequently get hit on, which at this point I'm used to. I'm very bubbly and outgoing, however sometimes people perceive it the wrong way. For instance, one of our long-term guests, 45+M, comes down and chats a few days of the week with me. At first I figured he was just attempting to be a father figure and was lonely and needed someone to talk to. Then he started bringing me gifts and calling the work line during the day to talk. Trying to remain professional for work purposes, I was still being friendly but would try to be a little shorter and less open-ended when speaking. He got my mobile number and has continuously stated how I am someone he looks forward to seeing and speaking to. While all of this made me uncomfortable, I was fine with it until he started contacting me personally. This morning he texted me a song, so into you, and dedicated it to me and said, "This is how I felt when I spoke with you." Despite how creepy it is, I do feel a little for this man who is just lonely. However, this is completely unprofessional and my boyfriend is also becoming concerned, which is extra alarming because I will have to see him regularly still. I'm trying to find a way to express to him that I'm not comfortable with his behavior and I am not interested in a respectful way so it does not interfere with my job. TL, Dr. Oldman regular at my job continues to hit on me. How do I express to him I'm not interested without it affecting my job? I read a similar situation on Reddit. One user suggested, practice small phrases that acknowledge the compliment and immediately change the subject. Thanks. What brought you in here today? This weather brings out the best in everyone. What brings you to us today? Sweet of you to say. What can we help you with today? That advice helped me out a lot when working in food service. When you are at the hotel, you are simply doing your job. It is not your professional responsibility to allow him to overstep your personal boundaries for his sake. To me, that would maybe mean ditching the texts. If he really needs something, he can call the front desk or come see you personally. After all, you're a busy lady. I would be honest but kind. I have been down this road. Say I think the lines got crossed, but I don't have contact with hotel clients outside of the hotel. Also mention your boyfriend and wear a ring or necklace next time you talk at hotel. I wear a ring at work and it keeps the creepy people away. Most of the time. Rings are excellent pest repellent. Definitely mention that one. You have a boyfriend too. You're sorry he was mistaken, but you're friendly like that to all your customers. 3. Tell him very plainly that you are not and won't be interested with a relationship with him anytime. Make sure whatever you say is concrete and doesn't leave any room for the imagination. Hopefully at his age he knows how to handle rejection, but as always stay safe and maybe have someone walk you to your car or carry pepper spray since he knows where you work. How did he get your personal number? And if this were happening to one of your employees, what would you advise them to do? It's listed on my business card, but I would probably step in and mention something to him on their behalf, which is why I find it a little murky. TBH, I'd try telling my manager. I am the manager lol. Help making girlfriends. Not in a good place. I, 30F, moved into my boyfriend's, 37 meters, house in a new city. I've always had a hard time with making friends, especially girlfriends. I don't have many guy friends either. I just tend to be pretty guarded and kind of introverted. I'm working on opening up by reading self-betterment books and am in the process of looking for a therapist. My boyfriend has a lot of friends, but they're his tribe and not really mine. I get along with them well, but I want to make my own close girlfriends. He sort of made it clear that his friends are his friends. I guess I look confident on the outside, but I actually get social anxiety. I would like any advice on how to make friends with people. I don't have much family. I tried Bumble BFF, but felt super awkward. I'm really struggling right now. I wonder if anyone really actually cares about me, besides my BF. Too long didn't read. I don't have any friends. Feel isolated and lonely. I don't know how to do normal things, like make friends, without crippling anxiety. I've always had a problem making and keeping female friends. I don't know where you're located, but I'd be your friend. My BF insists that his friends are mine, but it feels like a pity share lol. The only time I had real female friends was in college when I worked on campus, but I would strongly recommend participating in or starting up hobbies though, because I do meet a lot of people at the rock gym / boxing gym / track / etc. Thanks. I would be your friend too. Haha. I live in Southern California. Def gets harder when you get older. Bumble BFF is how I've met all my friends since I've moved to a new city. Total lifesaver. How? I tried it and it was so awkward. Way worse than online dating. Maybe it's BC, I'm in a smaller town so there weren't that many people on it. Join a club, a hiking group, art class, exercise class, gym, etc. Something to keep yourself busy and active. Just for perspective on using Bumble Friends, the people you see on there are using Bumble Friends too. It's like that joke about seeing someone else at the porn store. You're embarrassed until you realize, hey, they're also at the porn store. Not that Bumble Friends is a porno shop, but I hope you get my meaning. You're both using Bumble Friends, so no need to be embarrassed or feel awkward. In fact, you all know why you're there, so you can skip over the "are you looking for new friends" part. Everyone on there is probably hoping that someone else will take the first step and reach out to have a conversation. Think about it, isn't it a relief when you want to do something but aren't sure you should, then someone else is like, hey, do you want to do that thing? You could be that relief for someone, and you'd get a new friend out of it. You just have to be open to saying yes instead of worrying about no, and be ready to get some duds along the way. Haha, this is a great perspective that I actually hadn't even considered. They're on there just like I am. We're more than likely in the same boat. Thanks for sharing this point of view. Focus on whatever your personal interests are and then find the social version of that thing. What are some things you spend your spare time on? Also, I'm curious about how your boyfriend made it clear that his friends were his friends. That seems odd.